On the night of Wednesday, July 4, 2007, an American oil supply ship overran the canoe of 7 seasoned Ghanaian fishermen off the coast of Hafasini in the western region. 4 of the fishermen lost their lives and 3 were rescued by the ship crew. Few months later, 2 of the survivors died, leaving behind Michael Tete alias Mickey Roney with a tragic story to tell.
She was Vasa, New York, New York, a chemi, Yanning car, the Kamagan Quashi, Lele Comba. That's another Tomokanu New Nego. She has to be there by only now, only by now on watch on. No watch on finish. Who are both Agone Moho and Amu, my family pay a part. Talk about not going to Balaga, son, watch how many sheep. I gave an tell back to a Mimbo young Canada, Lennon Cameron, Tolly. In Canada, more tall. It's like home with Chammy. A come on the corner and buy a plane, Galaga Tom, senior minute, in your why, Jamie. 5 minutes time, you know, many. You don't.
In the aftermath of the inferno, the voice of fishermen gets louder as day in, day out, the media carry their stories. The issue of pair trawling and other illegal fishing activities have become headlines of both the print and the electronic media.
The fishing industry, as you see, covers both our marine waters and then the inland fresh waters, both the lake and the river. We have an area of 110 square kilometers, a shoreline of 550 kilometers as our marine area, and then we have about 5,000 kilometers along the Volta Lake as our inland or freshwater area. The fisheries resources that we have, both inland and marine, are one of our natural resources that we have, and it serves a total number of about 10% of the current Ghana population. There are about 2 million people who are involved directly or indirectly in the fishing industry. The NAFTI is an umbrella body for the various fishers. Within them, it's more like a federation. You have the Ghana Tuna Association, you have the National Canoe Fisherman Association that takes care of the artisanal fishers, and then you have the industrial fleet that take care of the marine trawlers. Then you have the inshore that take care of the wooden or what we call semi-industrial trawlers. Then we have the Ghana Inland Canoe Fishermen Council, which is responsible for fishing on the Volta Lake and the river. So these are the bodies that constitute the fishing industry. Currently, we have over 80 industrial vessels and about 300 semi-industrial vessels, and then 13,000 canoes marine, of which 8,000 are active. And then we have about 20,000 inland small canoes. This is the state of the fishing industry. The industry has been fighting the new ministry for allowing introduction of these pair trawlers. Pair trawlers are nothing but two vessels pulling a net of about 100 meters and just taking anything both in the that's the mid-level and the bottom. So it sweeps everything in this part. In the course of it also, what happens is that the nets of these poor fishermen are destroyed. Sometimes they are boat. And then sometimes they go the whole day or two without having anything.
To for to in afia ibi to ajemi gana na kapom we nyimba problem ami nyaba petrol yo ko ba le mia domi fia o even na ba mi gana kapom no there's the gas na mi to jan do ko to vlog boy aba sana mi ala gbagba.
Our only problem is the petrol. They are disturbing us on the IC. Whatever the government will do for us, we will appreciate it. But when you go to fishing, the petrol, the place that we are going to do the fishing, they are trolling there. So when you go, you will not get anything.
Petrol, je nutumo papani. Je nutumo papani. E fite insure no water wodi government allo menu yo no anya atun ni awodi ake. Aguneke ni ne kra keje wasate nkra.
Mass fisheries were the first to introduce petrol in Ghana. We have been operating since 2000 without problem. Until such time that people imported vessels, single trolley vessels here, which have 300 horsepower, 350 horsepower, which were not permitted to do patrolling. But illegally, they are doing patrol.
We are at the moment in the vessel of Emule 2, which is a Ghanaian-owned fishing trawler. Yeah, we don't do patrolling. These vessels of ours are designed in such a way that they have the equipment to do individual trawling.
The reason why we were given the permit was that the vessels are designed to do all patrolling. Cannot do single trawling because it has engine horsepower of less than 100 horsepower. So if there's a trawl, it cannot pull. That's why we have two vessels to pull one net. And the nets are very small because even if you have a bigger net, the vessel cannot go because it has no power.
I mean, I'm banning what it could sort of. I mean, one penny, cover you are a penny. Nina, I'm a corner, Naga wallpaper me. Why you are, where I go, where I'm a lady, I go where you're born. Cottes here, then where I why you are. Now, I'm a temo more go me to Chuni. Because you tell you what I have a walk at it. Naba,
No shiny thing. I can't loaf of your charger. I can't loaf of it. Now, but our. No, I can't attack him. How do you? I got to put a building. Call up petrol, I mean, petrol showing you. No, in fact, no, okay, phone here.
Pair trawling in particular has been of great concern to the ministry since its establishment about 3.5 years ago. Accordingly, various systems, including the introduction of vessel monitoring systems, to track down these and other illegal methods of fishing and appeal to fishers to report and give evidence against all vessels engaged in patrolling in our territorial waters.
I would not deny that we haven't had problem with local canoe. Sometimes we get this thing damage some canoe, and more often than not we are called to the fisheries and we have arbitration and money is paid to fishermen. They are happy with our situation.
Industrial or semi-industrial trolleys, that this type of vessels, we have our areas of fishing, and then that is the canoes have also got their areas of fishing. That is the 30-meter zone, which belongs to the canoe. The semi-industrial trolleys are to fish outside the 30-meter zone. So, of course, sometimes during fishing, you must look focused and then you enter into the 30-meter zone of the canoes. So if a canoe happened to be in your line, there used to be some accident. But most often when these incidents occur, we do have those people making reports to either the police at the various fishing villages or to the Ministry of Fisheries representatives in these villages, and the vessel in question is brought to book. We have settled a couple of these issues amicably, and we don't have problem with pertaining to this issue. But in every situation you can't get everything 100%. Maybe 1, 2, 3 occasions you may get the vessels in question escaping. But here all vessels are inscribed boldly on the vessel. So if a vessel should destroy any canoe with its net, the only thing the canoe need to do is to take the name and then the registration number of the fishing vessel, and then make a report to the appropriate quarters, and then the vessel in question would be brought to book.
Petrol body sani wo yusu ke bale no ke wote no go wona lele ko no go ba nye se be woni chumo no wote be ya yin chumo be no wa ko wo petrol fe ba ta bo ba ka keke eyin wo bale ni ke wo ba ni wo short sika onye nwa bi comment age be ne ke ni awie wo be wa short sika
ya na me na ade ne ye ho stress ya ba de ya ba ha de ya bo hwe di ban ya de ne ye di ba sisi an ya be me ya botwe no ina me yelu hunu enwa ade na enyo na sisi alu kwado no first ne ya ba ha ma na me no wopa ma nyina ye dan ye nya bia ye dan ye di but through China no yi kita one wa ha yi kita one wa ha 2 boats watch one net na wala hwe 2 boats watch one net no manana na okita small boat odro kwa no obe dan na wenye bi wa ye dan oda abra ma menye bi ma dan medi na sisi an wo hene adwuma no ye na ye gudu ne ye no kwasam ya menyim ya wo ha kase wo hene nyim aye hene nuanom China fo wa abakuo mu ha wo gudu wole adwuma wo hene manim no kwasam ya menyim yehu de wole plan hene angasa anka kaya hin hona akopo na ye li adwuma ohun yente hone kase ohun so wonte hene kase no hone kase no nhye dan ye English ai hene aye ye ka English ba ta hone wonte na hwane kase na kona wofode wakasa no science a wode hwane sayen na ama yete hwane kase na ase na se yen hwane yadwuma ana mede sa won honam na ye kokose ne yen hene din ubude ubu hwane de wo yen pase ne hen ebi kura gina hwan afi ma agina utumo to ade bi de mo wode ye den wode bo nte se wode bo na yen pa na aye bi a wa kokoduru a ode move na kono so man reply bi ade bi bo na na chi wonye suro wo wonchan yampe wono hakura de wala sai hene man no but mpanyimfu no bi no ye de wunyim
对于我们这个行业刚来的时候当地人民和政府对这个行业不理解
For this business, the first time we come here, the government and your local people, they don't understand us.
我们这个公司是合法的
But we can say that for our company, we do our job by legal.
是按照当地政府的要求进行作业
We do our product according to the requirement from the government.
We have employed the Chinese who are working for us. They have the technical know-how, and these vessels are here newly. So the Ghanaians employed on board the vessels are studying the Chinese to learn from the Chinese, so that 3-4 years from now, the Ghanaians would have been capable of manning these vessels. Then they take over from the Chinese technical, staffs on the vessels.
Of course, this company belongs to the Ghana people. This is our president. But just because the vessel is a Chinese vessel and the technique, so you need the Chinese people to assist them to do that. So that's why we come here.
Boats na China for no we use no. Aye China for no hanedia. Ghana mpanyimfo no we do hunedina to do. Ana aye today ye hanedia because one competition fee wom why de na waje. Yampe won ha kra dey. Wala sai hene man no.
because for all these matters, it costs too much energy for us. I sincerely hope that the Ghana crew, they can quickly learn how to operate the vessel, and then for our Chinese people, we go immediately.
China, what's up? China, what boy, and Ghana. And then Ghana for and there. China for what you want to walk. No, what can I won't do?
The Marine Control and Surveillance Department of the Ministry of Fisheries, MCS, work in conjunction with the Ghana Navy to maintain law and order on the sea. However, logistical constraints impede their smooth operation.
We are a Coast Guard or the police at sea, and any illegal activity that goes on at sea, we are there to check and also mount surveillance. This is done in various ways. We go out to sea with the specialists, that's the fisheries personnel, to check illegal fishing, basically those who fish with light, which is illegal. Those who fish within the prohibited areas out at sea, those who fish with undersized nets, and those who fish with dynamites and the others. We have the bigger vessels, and the fishery regulation says that they are supposed to fish outside the 30-meter contour. Because they have bigger nets and whatnot, they are not supposed to fish closer to the shore where they scrape almost everything from the seabed. That is for the smaller boats and whatnot. So we check them. Most of the time we've been able to deliver. But it's becoming very difficult now because we have very, very, very old vessels now. The newest ships we had for the Ghana Navy were built in 1980. So you can just imagine the number of years these ships have been with us. We've been lucky, the Americans gave us some ships, but they were Second World War vessels.
You can see that little boy sitting over there. He should by now be in school or something, but here he is fishing without any life jacket, without any proper life saving equipment. All these fisher folks you see around should be carrying life jackets, they should have life buoys, they should have life-saving equipment, communication equipment, so that at sea, if anything is happening, they can communicate, you understand me? But unfortunately, I think they see the cost of that to be higher than their own lives, so they prefer going to sea without them, and anything could happen. She has a net in the water, so she can't leave them and run away. But for that, they would have been gone long ago.
Seagull, we'll arrest them, but you know that we have given them some grace period. If they are within the grace period, then we'll just tell them to make sure that they get it before that grace period over.
Where we are now, the depth is about 40 meters, and they are supposed to be trawling beyond 30 meters. So this in itself is an offense against the state. What license in you want? Okay. This letter is telling me that due to the fuel price hikes, the ministry has given them the mandate to fish, even though they don't have their license now. So July to September, they can still fish. I'm bringing life jackets. What communication equipment are you? On your telephone. Today, ma. The Echo Solar. I can't telephone on your where then watching. Sure, Wakasa. The mobile phone does not work after. If you go beyond maybe 15 miles, you cannot get reception. Right here, along the coast, skip 3 points and all those areas, you don't have reception. So if anything should happen to them over there, it means they have no communication. They have no means of reaching to the Navy, reaching to anybody that they have this or that. You see those tiny fishes over there? All those things are against the state. They are not supposed to be catching these tiny fishes. Now what that? No there. Net a work day. Them have been there. Them net no use. Okay. Trolling net. Size fishes for the man. On us no more sustain. I need to know actually I'm kakra man. And now when you. I know when you be one. Okay, I'm the catch when you pause. I can also be down. No one call. But next time you be down, I'm gonna one net to the water. Messi one call. In trying to preserve and uphold the national economy, you try not to scare them away too from sea. What you do is, in situations like this, when they tell you they don't know, and with your judgment you realize that these guys don't know, you try to pardon them and teach them some of the things. So we try to educate them whilst we move along. Tell them you need this, you need that, you need that, you need that. Because most of these guys have never stepped in a classroom. So some of the things we even talk about, they don't know what it is. As part of the operation, you realize that immediately the fishing vessel realized we were coming. She's trying to run away. Because I'm here with JNS Yogaga, she has now altered course to cross her, to make her stop. You can see there are two generators. This is one, and that is the other one. That is what they use for illumination. But it's stated that light fishing is prohibited. It is on it, on their license. Generator no more there. Generator lights now.
Generator sebi owom bibi today. Yakopumbia engine we fail. Be a light. Between the box is say shop. That is say we save less.
Hey, Mumbra base. Now, Omoko court now. I'm going to explain actually judge now. But I'm going to generators.
Chief. Oh, Chief.
I've tried as much as possible. I've spoken to my bosses. I don't want to be able to be liaison. I say, Menyonka, Montreal. Next time, you take good particulars. Suppose you have it in the book.
I've written it.
Good, you take good particulars. If I meet you out at sea, Pio, next the Munyamano Popoa, Pocho, Yayon for Beabasa.
Mama Yabasa.
We are even fortunate today, at least, we have a vessel which has life jackets. Because more often than not, they don't even have one. Not even one. Life buoys, life jackets, radio equipment, echo sounders, and all those things. They don't have them. But fortunately for us, she has some of those things. That is why I'm pardoning her based on the things I see that she's kind of trying to abide by the law, because most of them don't.
Never be I mean, Bauer. I got Jesus and I'm more. War any Gendo Jesus and I'm more. Onani, Ninis and I'm more, ye more Yaga, Lelego Bane, Junshone, hair, Nijagan and you and Obamole. See, what Sunday more gonna be a Lumba, in Shone, no year, do
The light fishing people are talking about is a new method which has been developed in all the fishing areas in the world. They are doing light aggregation. It's a matter of when the fish is at the bed of the sea and it is not coming out, you only aggregate it. They come to the light.
Like we know everywhere, all natural resources are not there forever, and we will have to protect and manage it well in the responsible and sustainable manner, so that it can help development of the country now and the future.
Ghana must follow the examples of other countries like Britain and Norway to safeguard our sea and fishermen. Help save the fishermen.